The conference has been locked. The conference has been unlocked.
Let's get this thing started. Think I'm good. Check my levels. Let me see if we playing over here. Let me see if we playing. I got sound. Hold on one second. Hey, welcome back to another episode of probably the best post game show around right now, with your Ravens beating the New York Giants. And actually, we're in playoff contention now. We're not at number 8 anymore. We're up to number 6. So everybody say it with me. Jets, Jets. Hey, Jets came through big time with a win versus Cleveland, and also the funky Steelers came back on the coast. That game was looking scary to the point where I stopped even checking the score. Went and ran an errand right at the end of our game. Pulled up the audio for the Jets and the Browns, and the Jets ended up, pulling that out with that fumble by Baker Mayfield. And then, as they say that, they come in with the update about the Steelers beating the Colts. And I didn't swerve, but I let out a huge yell, just saying let's go. And people probably at the light beside me thought I was crazy, but I had to get it out. I get it out because, as much disappointment as we had last night from the Dolphins and what the Raiders did, the excitement all came back today. And now we're not only in the 7th seed, we're up in the 6th seed. And it's crazy how the emotions can turn from time to time. But without getting into the stats, because we got a caller already, let's go to our caller and see what's going on. All right, who we got? 2-4. What's that? 254. Who we got?
It is Brandon Henderson.
Okay, Brandon, what you got for the show today?
I really don't know how I feel about this game.
Okay.
I
Explain.
mean, it's the defense. The defense worries me.
Okay. Why the defense worry you? So we can talk about it, because I feel a little different. But you may have some good points, so I'm gonna let you get yours out. Then I'll come back with a rebuttal.
Okay, I mean, I think right now it's the injuries that's really, and it's just spots of inconsistencies. That's what gets me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that first half, when we came out, we got the 3 and outs. It was good. And then when we got the sacks, we got them in bunches. But it's like outside of them sacks, and I saw a lot of mistakes on the Giants. Misreads and penalties was killing us. Are we just that undisciplined? I mean, what is it?
Part of it, to me is some undisciplinedness, and I don't think it's undisciplinedness most of the time. I think we had that nice lead, and focus kind of went away, if that makes sense. Okay. Because
Yeah.
and the main one that normally does that, and say it with me, is Judon, the main one.
Yeah.
We get up, and he just finds a way to do something that shows he ain't as focused as he was maybe early in the game or whatnot. And we still handle business. But you think about it. On the back end, we had again starting the season, our number 5 corner is now playing number 2 minutes. So the fact that he didn't give up any kind of bomb or anything like that, I'm completely fine with Anthony Avery, because he's doing what is asked of him today and last week. People ain't just bombing him over top. Yeah, he missed a few tackles. Yeah, he give up some yardage right in front of him. But hey, he was our original number 5 corner. Now he's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the older guy. I think it's Tremont Williams. Tremont ain't but 5 or 6 years younger than me, and I'm old. So he can't run around with them cats like that. And Slayton don't suck. The Giants as a whole maybe do, but Slayton himself don't suck. And then you playing 1-on-1, that's kind of tough. It's kind of tough.
Okay.
Now, and we did. Wink did get some. We had 3 straight plays with sacks.
Yeah.
But I agree with you in the fact that I still think we need to see some sacks. And I think Matabike got a sack without blitzing. I think we got a sack from Matabike on a 4-man rush without blitzing.
Yeah,
and that's what I want to see more of that. Because we can't live and die with that, cover 0-man blitz all the time. Can't do it.
But I don't want to take away from the offense. To me, they played great.
Except for that fumble at the end.
Except for the fumble. Now, you see, one thing I want to point to, what worries me when we receive the ball first, usually you see us driving, and then Lamar has that interception. Didn't happen today.
Right.
So I was glad, and we was 4 for 4 in that first drive. The plays were balanced. And I just thought that first drive, set the tone as far as the offense went.
I agree with you 100%. We good play calling, good execution. Don't think we had a penalty in the first drive, so it was a good mix of
No.
run, good mix of play action. I don't remember if we had a straight drop back. Maybe we have, maybe we didn't. But I missed the first couple plays because I was on the wrong channel. I looked up and
Oh,
saw the
okay.
Jets and Brown like, whoa, hold on, what's going on here? But so I eventually went and found the right game. But so I missed like I think Dobbins had a good first play, and maybe Snead or somebody had like a play. I missed those, so I don't really know what happened on those. But it looked like a good mix of run pass, and the thing that impressed me in that first quarter, I think we had the ball for 13 minutes. It's
Yes.
15 minutes in a quarter,
Yes.
and we had it for 13 minutes. That's how we can beat the elite teams. That right there. You get the ball first, which I ain't a proponent of getting the ball first. I'd rather have it at halftime. But you get it
Me
first.
too.
You execute your drive. Then you come out and get a 3 and out. Then you execute another drive. That's a quarter gone.
Yes.
And then you up
Yes,
14-0.
And them first couple drives, man, Dobbins, that dude is amazing.
Right. Again,
God,
I
I love
gotta kick
Dobbins,
myself in the
man.
butt because I was looking crazy when we drafted him last year, but man, it's paying off.
And I like how we softened him up with Dobbins, and then that second half, we bust him in the gut with Edwards. I love
Right.
that.
Right, I
love
love
it.
it. That's a good game plan.
Now, yes. Now, one thing the commentaries was commenting on, and I want to see what your perspective is on that. They were talking about Greg Roman, should be getting some calls for head coaching. Now, if that happens, who do you see replacing him?
As an OC,
Yes.
it's probably going to be somebody that we don't know about because a lot of Ravens fans scream for Bieniemy, but Bieniemy is going to get a head coaching job, or he's going to stay in
Yeah.
Kansas City. If I'm Bieniemy, I'm either getting a head coaching job or I'm staying in Kansas City because I got Mahomes and Tyreek and all them other guys, so there's no need for me to go be a coordinator nowhere else. With all the weapons I got over here. So it's not going to be Bieniemy, but so as far as replacing him, I really don't have a clue because of the way our team is set up. It's going to have to be a guy with a similar mindset to keep what we got going. Because even if we change systems, we're going to take a year. It's going push us back not maybe a year, but it'll be this time next year before we really get rolling again like this year. And I don't know why it took us so long this year because it's the team I was looking for early in the year.
Exactly. And that's
But we transitioned from that inside zone type stuff to a more of a gap scheme, and it works. The gap stuff helps Fluker out. It helps whoever's playing right guard out at the time, and our left side was pretty good, but it just running that gap stuff helps us out.
Okay. Now, Mark Andrews, he had a big game, came in clutch.
Always.
I'm loving what I'm seeing out of him, but how realistic of a shot you think we got to keep in Andrews?
Very realistic. Very, very realistic because other than Kansas City and maybe one other team that throws to the tight end like that, nobody else in the league does.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas we don't attract good like top end receivers, we'll definitely attract high quality tight ends. Definitely attract high quality tight ends.
The problem with that is I can see we're gonna have to overpay to keep Andrews because everybody's gonna be chomping at the bit to get him.
Yeah. Most
And
definitely.
I really don't see, as a career aspect, what's the good part of staying in Baltimore? Because
For
your
him?
yards, it's never going to be for him.
Yeah, for him as a tight end, he probably won't get Kelsey type yards, but he gonna get consistent yards and the possibility of Super Bowls.
I understand that. I got that. I just, as hard as it is, for Baltimore to get what we need a true number one. We need a big receiver.
We do.
I don't mean, big in stature, but somebody who plays big.
Mm-hmm.
A lot bigger than they are. And on that subject, I thought Hollywood had a good game.
He's playing better.
He didn't drop any. I could see him. He's fighting for yards. He's not just going down like he was early in the year and last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, he definitely playing better. Since he went through that little spell after he made that tweet, He's definitely playing better, and I think this is the first game he didn't score in the last maybe 4 or 5 games. I think.
Yeah. And just
Yeah.
and Scarrow, man. Scarrow really,
Yeah,
every
he
time
came
I
in
see
with them
him
bad
under
snaps.
center, it just, yes.
Well,
Yes.
let me see, Brandon. We got a couple more guys behind you, and like I didn't want to hit the clock on you, but you had like 3 seconds, so you got
That's
a
cool,
closing
man.
comment.
Hey, man, I just appreciate you and everything you do, man.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you calling in and having this conversation with me. So
All right,
that's
man.
Brandon right there with some great insights, and we're gonna move on to caller number 2, which I think is Terrence. Let me make sure I get him in. Close that. Open this. Let's see who we got. I think this is Terrence. 757. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Who we got on the line?
That's Terrence.
Yeah, make sure I got it labeled right. Go ahead, buddy. What you got for me today?
Man, you know, I wasn't stressed out over all these other games today, but fans were stressing me out. Every social media I went on, people talking about games other than the Ravens. I got friends hit me up about the Raiders, how the Raiders suck, and all that. Like they depending on a team that ain't theirs to win a game for them.
Mm-hmm.
We came into this week with 6 ways to really get in as long as we win.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Browns, the Colts, and Dolphins losing 1 game
Yep.
in the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
That was going to happen somehow, some way.
Didn't think it would be the Browns though.
Steelers, huh?
I didn't think it would be the Browns.
No, but it was going to. We only needed 1. It was going to
Yeah,
be.
I know.
One was going to happen. The Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
There was no way Steelers were going to go 0-5 to finish the season. They was going to win one of those games. They won the one today,
Mm-hmm.
or they was going to win the one against Browns next week. Either way,
Right. And that's gonna be a huge
gonna
game.
lose 5 in a row. No
That's
way.
gonna be a huge game for Cleveland. I don't know if the Steelers have anything else to play for now, but that's gonna be a
Right.
huge game for Cleveland because they could go from maybe playing for the AFC North to not even in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
That-
Easy.
that's huge for them.
Yeah, I
They go
wasn't
from
really. I
the
wasn't stressed
darlings to back to the dumpster.
out. Right. I wasn't stressed out by none of them games. I was just worried of watching this game. But this, like I said, I think I said this before. Our offense looks like the offense from last year, where we're not. You look at the game, you can't really remember like big plays.
Mm-hmm.
We getting 6 and 7 here, 8 there, 12 here, 6 and 7 here, 8 there, 12. Just moving the ball down the field. And
Eating that clock.
really, last year was more like the zone readers kept everybody on their toes. This year, we still do a little bit of zone read, but then we got the little counter bash or the GT counter, whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the little play where reminds me of a wing T play we used to run, where Dobbins comes in motion and Gus leads him on the outside. They also use Duvernay in that way as well. And I think they actually passed off that play one time too. Like with those variations of runs, you can't really key on the zone because Lamar could go outside with the counter. He can go inside. So it's we're going to be able to keep defense on the toes with just the running game and be able to pick them apart with the pass when they concentrate too much on the running game.
And if you don't move a guy when Dobbins or whoever that is come in motion, just hand it off and he outflank you because he's so fast.
And they ran a play a couple times, Dobbins one time and Duvernay one time, where they went in motion, but he kept it.
Mm-hmm.
But it frees the defense, so it opens up a hole in their zone. I think he hit Hollywood one time. I think he hit
Snead, I think.
Snead one time.
Mm-hmm.
Just by holding them out there in the flat, it just freezes the defense.
And I don't think Snead really even ran a real route. He just went to open space and kind of sat there.
Right.
I think that's the play where I thought he got hurt on when he kind of landed on his foot awkward. But he just curled around the defender and just posted up.
Yeah. And Lamar had all day today. I think the Giants were kind of like, we're not gonna let him get outside and do a whole lot of scrambling. That ain't work either because he was able to find receivers.
That's and I think Lamar was really trying to work on throwing the ball because there were a couple times where he could have ran definitely on like incomplete in the end zone to the tight end. Who's that tight end? Andrews. He had all day, and he could have probably walked in, but he just stayed, and just trying to get a touchdown pass. Which I ain't too much mad about because he's my fantasy QB, and I ain't checked that. I'm in the championship, but I would have rather him either ran that ball in or don't. The only thing I was mad about was Dobbins scored so much. I wanted Lamar to either throw or to run. I'm selfish for them fantasy points.
I know what you mean. I try to stay away from Ravens players, so I don't got to root for things like that in a fantasy draft. Other thing I wanted to talk about was Judon. I still think he is the guy to sign this next offseason. Like I said before, he's not the best pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Probably on par with Bowser in coverage, but he's a better edge setter. You getting everything with Judon, and I watched Bowser the last couple games rushing the passer, and he doesn't have a move.
No, not yet. He's more of a edge set drop in the. I think he's more athletic. He's more of an edge setter drop in the flat zone. Appreciate you, Zilla 314 for the 5 in the super chat. Appreciate you. Good looking out. But as far as Bowser, he's athletic as heck. He don't have like a ton of pass rush moves, but he do have more pass rush moves than Ferguson.
Right. Yeah, Ferguson actually no. I don't know what Bowser's pass rush move. Ferguson does have a bull rush.
True.
It ain't all that effective, but I don't know what Bowser does in the pass as a pass.
Speed. Just speed.
It don't work. I don't know. He ain't getting that. I don't know. I need to. The times I see him get pressure is when he's like loose inside on a stunt or something like that. Not really. Right. He doesn't really beat anybody to me.
Did you notice Calais get his sack off of a stunt?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. He was actually the guy that's supposed to take up both blocks, but he just rolled off it like a pick and roll and got the sack.
Yep.
I think him and McPhee got that at the same time.
I think he does that. He does that pretty well. He did that against the Eagles a couple times. I seen your video on Matabike. He's coming on strong.
Yeah. And like I said, that video didn't even initially start out being about Matabike. As I was watching it, I realized, man, this dude over here killing it.
And I seen him. He's using that I don't know what the real name for it is. It's like a double arm swipe.
Mm-hmm. Like that might be the real name for it.
Is that the name for it?
That might be. But I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
The only person I've seen do that is McPhee. McPhee does that a lot. When he's inside, he likes to use that move. And if he can catch you on that fast by being around those older pass rushers, he's gonna be good.
Most definitely.
Good real quick.
Well, he started growing, started getting better. And was that his first sack? I remember him getting a lot of pressures.
I don't know if I didn't get a chance, to really look at this game like I wanted to, but that was from the I want to say the Browns game he used it.
But yeah, that's Madman move by Madman Batabika. Yeah. I see you, Thomas. But as far we got 2 more guys left, Terrence, and I don't want to keep them on hold forever. I appreciate you calling in. We got one more week, definitely one more week of this to get it done. And if we win next week, we got playoff football in the purple and black, which is what we all want.
Question for you.
Go ahead.
What you think about matchup against the Bills? If that's that ends up.
If that's the matchup, I like our chances because I don't think they can run the ball on us. I think Marlon, if Marlon and Peters are healthy, I think we can do a decent job versus versus Diggs. What the only guy that scares me is their tight end. I think is Knox their tight end?
Dalton Knox, yeah.
Yeah, Knox their tight end and their quarterback running. That's what scares me. Josh Allen running and him throwing the ball to Knox because you're gonna have to play deep because Allen's arm is so strong.
Yeah.
So strong.
I don't think the same thing. As long as we're healthy in the secondary, I think we got a pretty.
Oh, what's come it's been an X factor for them too. The kid from Dallas, the little slot receiver from Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley been balling for them too.
John Brown's been hurt. If he comes back, he ain't no slouch.
Yeah, I know. I don't like John Brown. He quit on Lamar. That man quit on when Lamar was the quarterback. He pretty much mailed it in. I could have some choice words for John Brown, but we're gonna move on to the next caller, Terrence. Man, I appreciate you for calling in again. Weekly caller, always a good insight. And we're gonna move on to our third caller for the day. Let's see. Let me see. Close that out. Open this one.
Coach.
All right. Here we go. 410. Who we got?
Justin.
Appreciate you, Justin. Appreciate you. What you think about today's dub?
Man, I was listening to everyone. I was trying to write down some points or whatnot. First and foremost, how's everybody? Hope all is well. I hope everybody's having a blessed Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Good holiday season.
What'd you say?
I said good holiday season.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank God just for being in the land of the living. Listen, man, I got some quick points. I'm gonna just run through it.
Okay, go ahead.
Right off the top, a question came up about who would be an offensive coordinator for us. I think to me it's a simple solution. It happened when Joe was here. To me, it would be Urban. Once you find that that franchise QB, normally it's either a QB friendly coach or offensive coordinator. Somebody who's working with the quarterback, which becomes the offensive coordinator, because the offense is going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? Really as it matures, they just going to go with Lamar Fields. Unless Lamar gets to a point where he may hit a dead spot or a stale spot. But really they're going to go. A lot of that is just ebb and flows. Just like defense. A guy may, it may be your day to shut down a wide receiver,
Right.
It may be a day where, Marlon Humphrey may be getting beat, you just call plays accordingly, just for example. But just real quick, today I saw a patient and decisive Lamar, which knew where he was going. He knew when to run, and that was pre-snap. I'm going to get into the penalties and delay game after that. Patient, man. I mean, I saw the guy just go through his reads. Shout out to the offensive line, but just patient, man. To me, he was just he was the master of the field. He knew where he wanted to go at all times. I'm not going to spend a whole lot on him. Key adjustments by Greg Roman, man. Getting back to those videos you made with the counter bash. The prior caller was talking about the counter bash, the GT pulls. And then just, branching off from that, man, and coming up with some creative, play, some route combinations, man. That first route combination that had a cross, I went back and I rewinded it. Man, he had levels. He had a high-low option on every play, high-low option, and then he's really the third option. So if you put pressure, if you run to it, you're going to make that defender make a decision. You just throw it over the top. That's what we need to live at.
1-2 run. That's what it is when you got mobile guys. 1-2 run.
You had the running back underneath. You had Hollywood over top, and the same thing. Boykins and I don't know if it's a fullback or whatever on the other side. And then when they spread, when they put pressure, like you said last week, when you start putting pressure horizontally, what happens? The middle of that defense becomes just as weak as water. So guess what? The middle of the field gonna be open. It basically we're just hitting. We're peaking. We're peaking as an offense as far as philosophy, and I think it was held up a little because of the COVID and the preseason, but with just Greg Roman is learning, what works for this scheme. I mean, this is new for him too. I think anybody can run this system. I think really it's Lamar's system, and maybe they got a little help from Petrino with the counter bash and all of
right.
I'm not going. They can bring him
Because
in.
it came from out of nowhere.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I mean, if you bring Pacino in, you can bring anybody in and run this system. John Harbaugh can run this system. I don't want to go too far, but I think he, I think he could do it. But I'm gonna move on, man.
Okay.
What else did I write down here, man? That whole end around, that motion with Dobbins and whoever they put in motion is dangerous, because what's happening is you gotta make 3 reads every play. You gotta read the guards or the guard and the tackle that's pulling.
Yep.
Then you gotta read the RPO, the run play option, and then also you gotta read that motion, that end around, man. I mean, so by the time you really see who has the ball, man, they already up in you.
Right.
You know what I
If
mean?
you take any false steps, and
then by the time the first quarter, if you don't stop the Ravens the first drive or that second drive, man, it's over. Like, they already in your head. You get frustrated. People start arguing. So
because all that stuff in the first quarter is the setup, and if you don't stop the foundation, the plays off of plays gonna murder you.
Absolutely. And and just play like we were talking about, man. It was too much tricky stuff going on at the beginning of the year, man. Just put a hat on the hat, like you said. Run that gap scheme. Put a hat on the hat, man. I think Ben Powers got that left guard sold up, bro.
Yeah,
that man moved. He moved so well pulling, man. And Bozeman did well this year. I mean, this game. But I think Ben Powers, man. I don't know. Might be another one.
Yep.
Might be another one. Usual suspects showing up. Des Bryant, Madam BK, Anthony Averett. I think he's our second best press cover corner. He's speed. You can put him you put him and Marlon on the outside. You put whoever else you want in the middle.
Yep.
Even though I know Marlon eats from in the middle, but if you just put him on the outside, let him focus on that. I'm talking about teams that with speed. Like when we play Kansas City, I don't want Marlon in that slot. I want Marlon on the outside. I want Chuck and really Deshaun over top. Put Averett on the other side, man. Just play. Go back to Dean.
The only thing about that is Peters can't play in the middle.
Who's that?
Marcus Peters can't play in the middle, and Averett can't play in the middle. So Marlon gonna have to go.
Jimmy can. Jimmy was healthy.
Yep. I forgot about
Jimmy can. I think Marcus Peters actually could, because he's smart enough. I think, like, I really think he's smart enough. He does have his game is speed anyway. But if not, Tremaine Williams, bro, second game, he's showing up. He's never been out of place. No false steps. He's physical. When he goes to the quarterback, he's a disruption. He's a problem.
Yep.
So maybe Marcus Peters might be the odd man out. Just by default.
Yeah. Now he gonna play because he got that contract, but
yeah. Well,
we just gotta figure out what's best for him. What's best
after
for him.
After this year going forward, I don't want to overstep. I don't want to look too far in the future. But that's the best part about this whole unfortunate year about with COVID, as far as football, the Ravens football team. It allowed a lot of people to play. So the Ravens actually got a chance to see what people can do and what we can do. I've never seen a team this deep. We can field 2 teams.
Yep.
If you look, you look at our rotation. I know I got to go. I know I'm talking a whole lot.
Good.
What else? Penalties, turnovers, last 2 games, delay a game. I don't know why, since last year, it's been a problem getting our plays in, with enough time. They're really going to have to do something.
I finally saw Harbaugh look like he got pissed about it, though.
Oh, man,
today was the first time I saw him look and getting some people's stuff, because we had I don't know if it was the layer game or I think it was the layer game. I finally saw him getting somebody's stuff for it, and it didn't look like it was players he was talking to. It looked like he was talking to coaches.
That's the thing. That's the weird part. Lamar's always waiting for the play. Like, he's calling for the play. Right. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they got their system going on, as far as, getting the plays down. I don't know what that's all about. The turnovers, the turnover on the one, Justice Hill with that crucial penalty, bro.
Right.
I mean, we pretty much played a perfect game. We dominated, man. It's been a long time since I've seen a team dominate like that. I mean, just offensively, we dominated. I mean, they ran the counter bash. They ran up the middle. They hit both sides. They ran it to both sides. They hit outside, inside, downfield. I mean, it was beautiful, man. I mean, and then go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just said yep.
I was going to say also, man, it wasn't a sloppy game. Like it was a technically sound game. The Giants played a great game. The Ravens played a great. It was a good football game to watch. You know, it really wasn't that messy outside of the obvious. Last thing I'm gonna leave you with, people can check this on what is this? FBS. What is this? I got this on my phone. FBS schedules. This season reminds me of 2012. Last five games of the Denver Broncos in 2012. Yeah, I can just go down the line. I mean, they just put up 30 every game. 31-19 first game of the year against Pittsburgh. They only lost, I think, 3 times. Last 5 games, they were in the 30s. 34, 34, 38. Last game of the year, they beat Kansas City 38-3. And they also, wait a minute, they played us. Where is that at? They beat us 34-17 on the 16th of December. You know, and nobody gave us a shot of going up there and winning that game, because our last 5 games in 2012, for anybody who's interested in looking, we lost. We lost to Pittsburgh 23-20. We lost to the Redskins, the Washington football team, 31-28 at Washington. Then Denver came in here and waxed us 34-17, and then we won that last game
to get in the playoffs.
No. Actually, no. We beat the Giants 33-14. Then again, here we go. We lost to Cincinnati the last game of the regular season, 23-17. And I know we weren't resting people because we wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
We barely got in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And the thing about that is, all them games, Ray didn't play. I'll end it right there. Ray didn't play them games. Ray didn't come back to the playoffs. Ray was hurt.
He sure did. He sure did. And then we what? We beat Indy here 24-9. Went to Denver, Miracle 38-35. New England dominated them 28-13, and of course the Super Bowl, we dominated them till they turned the lights off 34-31. We can do this, man.
Most definitely. Hey, Justin, appreciate you for coming through with all the good tidbits, especially that. What's that website again?
You can just pull up Baltimore Ravens 2012 season or Denver Broncos. You can just Google it,
okay.
And it'll come up, and y'all can just check the scores and whatnot. But looks just like 2012, man.
Hey, next Sunday we be back here looking to see where our seating is and getting ready for playoff antics. As long as we just handle our business, man. I appreciate you for calling in, and we gonna be out. Appreciate you, Justin.
All right, big bro.
Later. All right, next caller. Let's see.
The conference has been locked.
All right, 202. Go ahead. Yellow 202. No 202.
Yes, this is Jamal.
Oh, there you go, Jamal. There we go.
Bro.
I'm good. How about you? How you feeling today?
Pretty good.
What you think about that game?
It's Lamar being Lamar. Like I said, he makes the offensive coordinator look good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't think Greg Roman is that great of an offensive coordinator.
The reason being, you talked about your reasons last week. Most definitely.
Again, it's him being him. He's the type of player he can carry a team.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the reason why John Harbaugh has a job.
Definitely agree with you 100% on that.
So, I heard that, your callers and the OC, yeah, he made some schematic changes, but it's still on Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Those plays that Lamar made today was indicative on how he played the whole entire season. Again, if you look at the plays and the development of the plays, it's not like he's making bad reads and people like he's turning back to his MVP form. No, he's not. They are putting him in better positions to make plays.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not giving Greg Roman that type of credit because, again, back to the point. If you look at his track record, when he was with San Francisco and he was with Tyrod Taylor, their third year, they didn't do well. But you have a different animal in Lamar as far as he's that type of player. And in my opinion, I'm so happy and I'm so glad that the Browns didn't win today. And I'm so happy that the Colts didn't win.
Me too.
And the reason why I say that is because everybody was on Baker Mayfield, or he has turned the corner. You know, the Browns are going to go to the, and he made that blunder and fumbled the ball. To me,
Baker, yeah. Baker almost had a butt fumble situation.
Right. Baker Mayfield is the average quarterback at best, with surrounding players around it, and he has a built-in excuse. Well, he didn't have his receivers because of COVID. Well, the Baltimore Ravens have been ravaged with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
They still find a way to win. And
we basically had the entire B team versus the Steelers the second time.
Right. So here's the thing. I hope Lamar wins the Super Bowl. And the reason why I want Lamar to win the Super Bowl, him and Patrick Mahomes can be on equal footing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he wins it, then it would say, oh, man, Greg Roman's great. Nah. It just proves that, to me, Lamar's the best quarterback in the league and does not have the type of skill position players as a Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand.
Speaking of, to piggyback off that, just think about if Lamar had the weapons that Kyler Murray had on offense. Just think about that. And nobody's really even on Kyler Murray like they be on Lamar. And I know, because Lamar won the MVP, the standard is higher. Right. But Kyler Murray got arguably the best receiver in football. He has Christian Kirk, who's not a slouch.
Here's the kicker, though.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the kicker. A couple of weeks back, they were saying if Kyler was better. Remember?
They were. Yep, they sure were.
Now they losing.
They sure were.
They would like, ESPN, if Kyler Murray was on the Baltimore Ravens, it would be a Super Bowl contender team. So I understand talking points and how things work in the media, and again, they were giving more credit to the Browns for that game, for losing that game, than they were giving Lamar Jackson his credit.
Yep.
And I'm like, Baker Mayfield to me is a guy who won on swag in college.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
with a good team.
Right, he was an average athlete. He was very good at running a post out offense. And again, the Stefanski looked that up and said, hey, he wasn't a game manager, so he took the ball out of his hands, and rightfully so. Because you find in the Jets game, he had the ball in his hands, and what happened?
They lost.
Right. And again, Kansas City gonna get caught. I don't know when, I don't know how, but they're on the verge of getting caught because they should have lost this game today against the Falcons. And
who did they play? The Falcons, yes.
Once again, they get let off the hook because again, he gets away with throwing away terrible passes, and once again, I'm looking forward to this. If he makes it to the playoffs, and if he makes it, I would like to see the rematch between him and
Mahomes.
Mahomes. And what I need him to do is beat him on his turf, so we can get rid of all that other stuff. Because people say he can't win big games, but I don't consider big games in the regular season to really big games. The way you hurt somebody is when you beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah, most
You
definitely.
send them home. But that's all I have to say.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey, Jamal, appreciate it coming through with the actual factuals every Sunday, man. We one more week.
Yeah.
We get a W.
Like I
We in
said,
there,
man,
and we can
like
evolve.
I said, Greg Roman to me is not a good coordinator, man. It just so happens they got a kid. And to me, one more point. They got lucky, and I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm talking about the Baltimore Ravens. Hayden Hurst to me wasn't a first round draft pick in my opinion.
Me either.
But that kid, what's the tight end we have now?
Andrews
played with Baker Mayfield in college. So did Orlando Brown's son.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have picked him. And if you look at the tape, he actually ran faster at the combine than Hayden Hurst.
Yep.
So I don't know why he dropped to
Third, I
the
think.
sixth round, to the fifth round, to the third round.
Third or
And
fifth, one of
they
them.
picked him. Yeah, right. And they picked him in front of Lamar. And then I'm just my opinion. The last thing I'm saying, they didn't want to pay Lamar the money, so they paid him at 32, and they thought he was not going to develop as fast as he is.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to have to pay some money to keep him, because if he wins this Super Bowl, I'll be asking for a contract like
The day after.
like Mahomes, and they're going to have to give it to him.
Yeah.
Or
The thing
right
is
now-
with that is they jumped up to get Lamar because you have that 5th-year option. If they had got him in the
Right.
second round or later and he performed like he performed now, he'd be looking for a payday right now. But because they got him in the first round, they have that 5th-year option. They can kind of postpone it a year. But like you said, if he wins the
You
Super
can't
Bowl,
postpone this, no,
if
you
he wins the
can't
Super Bowl,
postpone this.
it's a wrap. You got to
Right.
get it to
They
him. You got to
better-
give it to him right now.
They're gonna have to beat that truck to his house, and for all that money.
Most definitely.
All right, bro.
All right,
All right,
Jamal. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for calling in.
All right.
So the last thing we're gonna do here, and again, let me get to my super chats. Will G came with 5 in the super chat. He said, "Big win today, coach. I told you a few weeks back that Andrews and Dez in the middle of the field, physical routes, is almost unstoppable versus our run game. We win, we end. Most definitely. Andrews always worked the middle of the field. Dez is turning into a red zone plus for us. He don't play a lot during the like from the 20 to the 20, but once we get inside the 20, Dez get in there and he's still a weapon inside the 20. Still a weapon. Hadn't seen him like go up and moss anybody like he used to, but the fact is being physical and getting open and catching the ball and toe drag, swag and all that, Dez can still do that. Next super chat was Thomas Morgan came through with 10. He said, "I'm tired of recycling Bettis' name. Gus needs something original, something that captures the spirit of his power and the extra spice he runs with. Something like the Big Chili." Now, I don't know if the Big Chili is what we gonna go to, but let's just talk about Gus for a quick second. Gus had a huge run toward the goal line where he started right, spent off a guy, still formed the guy, then outran almost everybody. But the thing that impressed me that play was, as fast as Gus was running, did you see Lamar just scoop past everybody, even though he ain't blocked nobody? And then the second big thing from Gus is Lamar knew he was a check down, threw him a ball in the flats. Gus catches it, pirouettes on the sideline, do not step out of bounds, pie faces one dude, runs over another dude, then carries somebody else down for like an 18-yard gain. Gus is a plow, man. Plow may not be the right nickname for him, but he doing the thing. Chris Conforto, I think I said that right. Chris Conforto gave us $3.99, $4. He said if we get the 5 seed, we play the Titans. I don't really care. I figure if we get in, we got the personnel, the guys, the experience, we're ascending at the right time, like I've been saying all year, to do what we need to do, man. I'm happy about today's win. I really don't have much bad to say other than I dislike the defense kind of taking their foot off the
in the flesh.
Let me see. I think I got a super chat at the bottom. Somebody just came through. Mick Hurley came through with 10. He said, "Hopefully these Austin dollars aren't a problem for you, Coach. I'm excited and like a kid on Christmas morning. I love the content. Appreciate you, Nick. And I think YouTube would take care of that transaction. So whatever that is, YouTube would take care of it. But thank you for donating. And lastly, Zilla says Gus look like the old Le'Veon Bell running routes and catching the ball, a weapon. Most definitely. And that's kind of that transition into that. So I appreciate everybody for calling in. I appreciate all the super chats. The one thing I want to mention from the stats, and I think I got it pulled up, then I'm going to get up out of here. I mentioned it earlier when I talked about time of possession. So I want to see the actual number. The actual number with time possession. We won time possession by 10 minutes. 35:09 to 24:51. And keep in mind that probably would have been bigger had Justice Hill not got that roughing the kicker. Because they went on, I think they might have scored that drive. But just think, if Gus Hill doesn't get that roughing the punter, we probably win time possession by 15 minutes. We probably have 40 minutes to their 20 at least. And have like a 2 to 1 ratio on that. But again, that's we had a great victory today. Won the game. What was the total? 27-13. I wish we probably should have scored more. I didn't like that fumble at the end. But one last stat, and I promise I'm leaving. 85 yards for Gus. 80 yards for Lamar. 77 yards for J.K. Dobbins. That's 3 guys over 150. And we had 249 total, which anytime we go for 200 yards is great. Giants only rushed for 54. They threw for 252, but they had to because we were zero blitzing everybody. So the only option they really had was to throw the ball. And Lamar was 17 for 26, 183 yards with a passer rating again over 100, 111.5. And again, I'm off my regular job, so you're gonna get videos this week. And I do want to apologize. You didn't get the what's the boy name? You didn't get the Patrick Queen video because the day before I was going to put it out, Brian Billick did Patrick Queen. And I know if I put that out, I was going to get all kind of flags. So the Patreon people got that Patrick Queen video. That's why it didn't go to YouTube. So I sent that to Patreon, and that's where that video about Patrick Queen is. And Billick used some of the same plays that I used, so I knew if I put it up on regular YouTube, it was going to get flagged. So that's what that video is. So that's why you didn't get it. But again, I'm going to try to get you 3 to 4 videos out this week. Definitely before the new year rolls in. And if I don't see you before then, which I know I will because y'all always come back and support, Happy New Year to you. I hope you had a great Christmas. And Merry Christmas from Sip the Tally family. And I'm out. Well, wait, I can't be out. Thomas Morgan got another 5 in the super chat. Directly from the mothership. Head buster Gus. You just got truck. Hey, I do that. I work with that. Gus the bus. No, that's Gus the bus. Head buster Gus. I take it. 33 later, Ram. You have a great week also. If I can find my outro buttons. There it is. We out. Peace, y'all.